The Friends of the Ajax Public Library was launched March 1, 1995, as a grassroots organization with library support. A joint project of the Library Board, administration, staff, and volunteers, their mandate was to foster public awareness, understanding, and enjoyment of library services by raising funds for special projects, assisting with programs, public relations, and advocacy. 68 members signed up, and donations were received from the Rotary Club of Ajax, the Ajax Kinsman and Kinnett Clubs, and Mrs. Joyce McLean. The Friends of the Library hosted their first fundraiser, the Monster Book Sale, at the Ajax Community Center during Home Week. The Rotary Club provided tables, and town recreation staff moved 14,000 books to the upstairs gallery. The event was a success and was followed by another book sale at the popular Family Festival, which was not upstairs, much to everyone's relief. Friends continued with biannual 3-day book sales and themed events. Book bags were popular fundraising items, and over the years many new ones were introduced, always Canadian-made and produced locally. Local artist Patrick Hickman provided the designs. A special commemorative bag was produced for the HMS Ajax Battle of the River Plate reunion on the 60th anniversary. The design of the new main library was featured on another specialty bag. Book lamps were introduced and manufactured free of charge by Library Board member Bruce Boyle and produced $1,000 in sales in 1996. These were popular for many years and raised over $4,000. Friends held their first raffle in 1996, raising $2,000, and continued for many years thanks to donations from local artists. Friends also organized author readings, trivia quizzes, fall and Christmas festivals with music, entertainment, children's stories and crafts, adult workshops, and library tours. Library staff also enjoyed special lunches and, in later years, treats at Christmas. The Christmas potluck dinner was an annual Friends event. In 2000, Friends opened a small bookstore on Westney Road for a few hours each week. Many book sales were held there and in the Rotary Room. When the lease ended in 2008, another facility was not available at a reasonable rent. The Friends now operate bookcases at both the Main and McLean Library branches, in addition to a 2-day pre-Christmas sale in the Rotary Room. Library management draws up a wish list each year. High on the library's first wish list was a van, and this wish was soon filled. Rogers Cable donated a 1988 Chevy van. It was refurbished by Bob Myers Chevrolet and Initech Signs, both local Ajax businesses, and presented to the library in October 1996 at the library's Volunteer Appreciation event. Replaced by the Friends in 2003 at a cost of $16,000, the van provides library services to shut-in patrons and courier service between branches, saving the library $4,500 every year. In 1996, Friends raised $2,000 and, with an $850 donation from the Ajax Rotary Club, bought new tables and chairs for the program room. In 1997, the Friends purchased 2 multimedia computers, books, shelving, and display units for the children's area, a receipt printer for the main branch, and a carousel for the village branch. Later purchases included shopping baskets, a walker with a basket, book racks and displays, and a multimedia projector, sound system, and screen for the Rotary Room, with installation and staff training at a cost of $7,000 from Pickering Audio Visual, another local business. Additional wish list items included 2 children's early literacy computers for $9,000, a permanent display unit, tables and chairs for the local history room, a digital service intern, 20 flat-screen monitors for staff, and a library canopy. The wish list approved by Friends for 2011 includes 2 public service information boards, an additional table and chair for the history room, a book display unit for the children's area, and a portable laptop scanner receipt printer for the visiting library program. Community support was always there for the Friends. Former Mayor Bill Parrish brought Father Goose Bill Lishman to town for a crowded fundraiser at the Ajax Community Center with a showing of his special video, Fly Away Home. Friends borrowed a town bus and took a group to Old Scugog Road for the Christmas lights. The Maritime Music Festival featured John Allen Cameron, Larry Folk, and the Kick Up a Fuss Cloggers at the ACC. During the Town of Ajax 50th celebration 2005, Friends presented the Children of the War Years program, featuring Ajax residents remembering their history in town. A special oral history video was produced. Music on a Sunday afternoon also began in 2005. A special musical and cultural program to bring people into the library. We welcomed the Brian Rose Big Band, the Paul Butler Band, Joy Lapp, a Celebrating China feature with the Ajax Creative Arts, a Taste of India with the Ajax Tarana Dance School, A tribute to Robbie Burns with Gary Faulkner and the Toronto Royal Scottish Country Dancers, complete with pipers and even haggis. The Durham Minstrels, the Doug Watson Trio, Turkish Delight with belly dancers from Zara's School of Middle East Dancing, the Browns Foundation English Handbells, The Last Night of the Proms, and a tribute to Broadway. Social Bridge at the Library is the latest new program in cooperation with the library. In 2011, Friends purchased 10 folding card tables for the many bridge players who play twice a month in the Rotary Room. Play continues in the fall with refreshments provided by the Friends, and the tables can be used for many other groups and programs. The Ajax Film Circuit opened in February 2000 in cooperation with the Toronto International Film Festival. Tickets are sold at all branches of the library, and the films are shown at the Cineplex Odeon at the Durham Centre 8 times each year and attract audiences in excess of 100 persons per screening. Barry Butler and his committee have been organizing this popular program for many years. In June 1997, Friends attended the Canadian Library Association's Friends Day in Ottawa, spearheading the organization of the national group, Canadian Friends of the Library. Ajax's own Val Marshall was the first president of this national group, which now has the membership of groups from all across Canada. Friends Day is an annual event at the Ontario Library Association Convention in Toronto. Regional Friends meetings are also held and have been hosted in Ajax. The Friends sponsor the library's Teenage Council's annual art exhibition by providing prize money for the event, and in return the Teenage Council members assist at the Friends annual book sale. Friends also sponsor the Ajax Creative Arts biannual shows and cooperate with them on special programs. Ajax Creative Arts members Don Hightower and Gary Faulkner are also part of the Friends executive. In 2007, Ajax Friends were awarded the Random House Friend of the Year Award, and in 2010 received the Town of Ajax Arts and Culture Award, in addition to honorary receptions held over the years by the Library for the Friends. Bruce Boyle designed and built a donor's wall for honoring every donation of $100 and up. Bruce also supplied and sold special commemorative maple leaf prints. Space remains available on the wall for future donations. Friends supported the Library Board in their efforts to ensure that new home development charges would still apply to the library and were ready to assist with any cause. In 1998, Friends launched their $1 million campaign with the slogan, "The Library Serves Us All," chaired jointly by Val Marshall and Monica Ohlenroot. Mayor Steve Parrish became the honorary chair. Bill Parrish spearheaded the Every Household Canvas. The corporate campaign kicked in with donations and pledges by the banks, followed by local businesses, service clubs, and schools. OPG and John Body donated $100,000. The Canadian Legion Ajax branch pledged the same amount, as did the Ajax Rotary Club. The meeting room at the main branch is named in their honor and is where weekly meetings are held. Receptions were held to honor all the major donors. Several special events were held in support of the $1 million campaign. Prominent members of the town, including Jeff Nye, were part of Anchors Away, a scheme to lose weight and raise money. Not much weight was lost, but lots of fun was had, along with a chocolate cream cake for the finish. Toronto Maple Leafs goaltender Glenn Healy helped launch the children's program at ACC with special pucks and a list of books on hockey and ringette to borrow from the library. Mary Peterson produced an amazing quilt designed as a bookcase. Bookbacks and larger squares were sponsored and embroidered by the Silver Thimble in Whitby. The quilt raised $7,500 and hangs in place of honor in the main branch in a special case built for this purpose. Bob Robinson hooked 2 great rugs for the new library, and these are displayed upstairs. Later fundraisers included 2 women's golf clinics held at the Carruthers Golf Centre, which, with corporate sponsorship, raised over $10,000. The theatre at J. Clark Richardson School was rented for a special performance of well-known soprano Mary Lou Fallis. By January 2001, Friends had donations and pledges of $700,000, and on January 7th, Council approved a library and applied for the Ontario Superbuild grant and federal funding. By June, plans were presented by Teeple Architects for a 30,000 square foot library. Groundbreaking took place in November, and the $7 million main branch was completed in 2002. Before opening in 2003, a huge reception welcomed all the donors from the community. An amazing feat, the complete $1 million was paid off by 2007. Books for Babies was an early learning initiative by the Friends and put in place at all library branches in the Durham region. Sponsored by all the Durham region Rotary Clubs, Pickering Lions Club, IODE, and OPG, and eventually a provincial government grant. Public health nurses handed out the information to all new mothers they visited. When the babies were taken to their local library branch, they were given a library membership and a special kit with a book, nightlight, and library information. The program was launched with much fanfare in 2002 at the McLaughlin branch in Oshawa with local MPPs and the Mayor of Oshawa. Ajax Library handled the administration, and the project ran for 7 years with author Robert Munch as patron. The success of the Friends has been due to a core group of community volunteers, many of them involved right from the start. Without the backing of the library CEOs and the library board, the Friends group would not be possible. Ajax Friends of the Library has been in operation for 16 years. Of course, many of our members are now elderly and not able to participate. However, they still enjoy attending the film circuit concerts and receiving our newsletter. Friends invite all members of the library board to participate in their programs, as their support is greatly appreciated. In order to continue to support library services, many new friends are needed.